Here's more wrestling news for September 3rd, 2021. And your headlines for this afternoon include CM Punk drops another hint of Daniel Bryan joining AEW, CM Punk fires back at fans who call Tony Khan a mark, WWE paid for release Superstars Therapy, 3 ex-WWE superstars first appearance post-WWE release, current WWE wrestler is totally unrecognizable, Linda McMahon has a brand new gig, Adam Cole's situation is full of miscommunication within WWE, Andrade vs. Pac match reportedly pulled for same reason as Sasha Banks' WWE absence, WWE reportedly disbands Japanese division, I was legitimately scared, WWE wrestler reflects on in-ring partner no selling his moves, and more. We're starting out with AEW as CM Punk debuted on what Tony Khan has called the company's most successful weekend ever, and everyone in the company are happy to have the former WWE champion on board. One group in particular is happy to see Punk on TV again, and that's TNT, at least according to the man himself. In an Instagram live video with Stephen Amell, Punk discussed receiving a special care package from TNT, saying, "I love the people at TNT. They sent me a care package like, welcome to the family. Charcoal soap to wash my sweaty pits. The entire thing is wild to me." With a multi-year deal to his name, Punk will be part of the proverbial family for a long time to come. And after 7 years away from the industry, it's easy to see why TNT are so happy to have the massively popular performer on board. Punk is one of the biggest names to join AEW, but Daniel Bryan could soon be joining him, as he's expected to debut this Sunday at All Out. If so, Bryan will be one of the company's biggest ever signings, perhaps only second to Punk, who knows a thing or two about battling the Eco-Warrior. Speaking to the New York Post to promote All Out, Punk continued to tease Bryan's impending debut for the company, saying, "That's somebody that I look at and I go, man, wrestling him was always fun. It was never a headache, and God, I would like to do that again. I would like to do that again soon." Punk and Bryan last competed against each other at the Money in the Bank 2012 pay-per-view, and although there's plenty of fresh names for the best in the world to face in AEW, Punk has his sights set on his old nemesis if he does indeed join this Sunday. Punk joining AEW has perhaps been the biggest signing that Tony Khan has ever made, though not everyone is thrilled with the company president. It's no secret that Khan is a huge wrestling fan and now runs his own promotion, and some fans have called him a mark for his own product. This claim doesn't sit well with Punk, who appeared on Busted Open Radio to hit back at fans who believe being a mark of the product is a bad thing. He said, "I see a lot of criticism, and I'm like, if the number one criticism is, oh, this guy's a fan, he's a mark, well, shit, aren't we all? You know what I mean? I'd rather have a guy who's a fan of it sitting with a headset on and directing a show, rather than somebody who doesn't. Like, there's good and there's bad, and the good far outweighs the bad." CM Punk wouldn't have joined AEW had he not been a fan of the product, and that goes for practically everyone on the roster. Punk will make his long-awaited return to the ring this Sunday when he takes on Darby Allin, and mark or not, the best in the world is pleased that Tony Khan will be running the show. This week, Daphne Unger tragically died at the age of 46 after a concerning live stream where she appeared with a gun and spoke about taking her own life. After news of her death went public, WWE sent a roster-wide text informing talent of where they can seek help if they're dealing with mental health issues. Earlier this year, Jake Atlas was released by WWE, but he wants people to know that WWE's claim of helping superstars out is 100% true. In a tweet, Atlas spoke about his time in the company, and that when he was struggling with his own mental health, WWE paid for his therapy for 6 months to help him out. Atlas said he didn't want to make the matter about him, but thought this was important to speak up about, possibly due to former superstars Carl Anderson and Ryback using Daphne's death to attack WWE. WWE gets a lot of grief from fans, and their booking could do with some major changes, but even if he got released less than a month ago, Atlas will never forget what the company did for him. Tyler Breeze was also released by WWE this year, but his first post-company appearance has been confirmed. Daily Wrestling have announced that Prince Pretty will be at their September 25th show at the CCW Arena in Pompano Beach, Florida, marking Breeze's first non-WWE appearance in over a decade. Breeze won't be the only ex-superstar on the show, as Tony Nese is on the card as well, in his first post-WWE appearance too. On the show, Nese will face Dragonbane, And given that he's been backstage at AEW and has spoken about being a perfect fit for Impact, it'll be interesting to see where he goes next after his return to the ring. This year also saw Lana get released by WWE, and her 90-day non-compete clause expired this week. On Instagram, the former superstar teased a return to wrestling, saying that fans know what it means now that 90 days are over. Many fans are expecting Lana to join AEW alongside her husband Miro, but the TNT champion has said it's ultimately her decision. And whatever she chooses, Lana won't have to wait any longer now that her clause with WWE is up. One person who's not leaving WWE anytime soon is Charlotte Flair, who is on top of the WWE Women's Division as Raw Women's Champion. As a top star of the company for years, Flair is one of the most recognizable female wrestlers the company had, but a series of new pictures has caused some fans to do a double take. Dropping several photos on her Instagram, the Queen of All Eras looks unrecognizable, and we're not sure if it was the lighting or the makeup she used to garner this new look. Flair is certainly looking better than how she fared on Raw, where she lost to Nia Jax, and judging by these pictures, the Raw Women's Champion is ready to move on from what happened earlier this week. We've got news from Linda McMahon now, as the Titan Sports co-founder and wife to Vince McMahon has got a new gig. Previously, McMahon had held a position in the Trump administration as head of the Small Business Association, and she's now chairwoman of the board. In a statement, the America First Policy Institute announced that McMahon will serve as the chair of the Center for the American Work, and Linda was very happy about the new role, saying, "The American worker is the heart of our country. AFPI's Center for the American Worker will reignite the focus on the dignity of work. We have to make sure that the workers, the innovators, and the entrepreneurs who bring these businesses to life have the tools and skills that they need for their workforce." AFPI President/CEO Brooke Rollins had praise for McMahon, saying that there's no stronger advocate for workers than Linda McMahon, and called her an entrepreneur who helped grow a two-person business into a worldwide publicly traded corporation, namely WWE. Linda hasn't been an on-screen character for WWE in years, but did appear at Money in the Bank 2021 to help a young fan get a picture with John Cena, and she's now got her hands full with her new job. Back to the ring, and recently Adam Cole's short-term contract extension with WWE expired, and he wasn't offered a long-term deal with the company. Now Cole is one of wrestling's hottest free agents, but not everything reported about this situation has been entirely accurate. It's been reported online that WWE sent a company-wide email informing the roster of Cole's departure, but that report is in question. During Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer said when he asked around, several people said that they never saw this email, and that the company's been full of miscommunication over the past week. That's not to say the company didn't send an email, but not to everyone, as the company seemingly didn't feel the need to let everyone know about the former NXT champion's departure. We'll have to see what Cole does next, as he is planning to continue in the world of wrestling, and we're sure that everyone in WWE will know when the former superstar eventually lands in a different company. More news from All Out, and one match that won't be happening on Sunday is Andrade El Idolo vs. Pac, which the company has publicly explained as due to travel issues. Given that Pac has been stuck in the UK for a lot of the past year, this explanation makes a lot of sense, but it's not the real reason, according to Dave Meltzer. On his show, Meltzer said that the match is off for the same reason as to why Sasha Banks has been missing from WWE TV, who, as a US citizen, hasn't had to deal with any travel issues that have kept her from SmackDown, live events, or SummerSlam. It's been speculated that Banks has tested positive, but WWE are notoriously secretive when it comes to the results of tests amongst their superstars. Pac vs. Andrade will happen at a later date, while Andrade will face a mystery opponent at All Out, and although the company has claimed travel issues, that reportedly isn't the case. Over to Raw now, as this week's match between Charlotte Flair and Nia Jax saw the Irresistible Force pin the Raw Women's Champion in an awkward match that included some shoot fighting. This match has had fans scratching their head as to whether the shoot-style spot was planned or if they went off script, and now we know more thanks to Devon Dudley. Speaking on his Table Talk podcast, the WWE producer discussed what happened and noted how it's only made their inevitable rematch more interesting. He said, "When these two do get a rematch, people will be watching that and will want to see every little thing. I guarantee people will be nitpicking and watching every single move. The two ladies had a misunderstanding, they solved it, and now we move on. Ric Flair was originally meant to have an angle with Alexa Bliss, but those plans were scrapped when Vince McMahon tore up the script, and we'll definitely be watching closely when Jax and Flair have the rematch, presumably with the title on the line. And we're ending with Japan, and though it was only a few years ago that WWE had plans for an NXT Japan, those plans, like all other ideas for the company, are now over. According to GameBiz, WWE has dissolved Japan GK, which was the promotion's Japanese division, and that this dissolvement was agreed upon by investors. WWE had planned on a Japanese tour in early July this year, but that was ultimately cancelled. And there's been questions as to what this means for Kairi Sane, who has served as a company ambassador and trainer in her homeland since leaving the main roster in 2020. Japan is a country rich in wrestling history, but that won't include WWE anymore, as all plans for expanding into the Asian nation are now a distant memory. Well guys, that's our news for today. Please share your comments below. Also hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon to receive all notifications. And as always, thanks for watching.